knew acting was no longer an option anymore because I'd just fallen in love with comedy.
Here's the truth.
Right.
3.5 years ago, I quit my job, despite the fact that I'd never actually done stand-up or seen it live or on TV before.
It was so stressful because at the end you send it away, and then 8 weeks later they'll either tell you you've met the requirements or you have to leave the country in 14 days.
I was the fattest boy in the class, so it was good door frame size. You put me on the door, not much get past. I might get stuck. We need a push out.
And it's really all down to her saying, don't just talk about it, put your money where your mouth is and go and do it.
What is the dream? What do you want to do? My journey in stand-up started actually at the Edinburgh Fringe. So I used to come up here with my dad as street performers, and then we'd watch shows in the evenings. He was a break dancer, street dancer. He taught me everything. He's still very good. So currently my father has like 120,000 followers on TikTok for dancing. Just little dance clip videos. Breaking less, but like, still got the funk and groove and stuff. And yeah. So we did a clip together because he was like learning about TikTok, and he was pestering me, which is funny because he's much older than I am. But he was like, "Oh, let's do a video." And he's like, "To this song." And I was like, "Yeah, all right." Set the camera up, filmed it, posted it, thought nothing about it, no rehearsal, nothing, just us dancing together like we always have. And it got like 1.3 million likes or something. Wow. And then this was before TikTok was a big thing. And he was like, let's do another one. I was like, it's not really for me. I was like, I can't. So what I did is I set him up an account, showed him how to use it, and just left him to it. And then I came back for Christmas to see him, and he was like, look, and I was like, oh my God, like his account was huge. And I was then like, oh damn, I feel like I should have kept that for me, because he's just a teacher. So I was like, well, you don't need this. It'd be great for selling tickets, for my shows if I had all these followers. Does happen, yeah. He used to teach workshops, dance workshops, and there'd be no babysitter, so he'd take me along. Right. And then the story goes that one day, when we went back home and I'd just been watching, I was asking him to play the music, and it took him a second because I'm only small. I was like, play the song from the day. He didn't really understand, so we put the song on. I did the routine that he'd been teaching all day, and then as the story goes from my father, he said and then on, it was less about me watching and more of me at the front. So from a very young age, I was teaching people dance with my dad. And we were big into improv, so then we tried doing some improv, and we were watching stand-up, and then we were like, we don't like... It was me, actually. I watched the stand-up, nail a set, and I thought it was all improv. I thought it was all on the spot. And then he was like, I'm going across the way now to do another show if you want to come. And I went with my dad. I was like, please, he's so cool. And we went and watched him. And all of the things that I thought was improv, the cough, the sniff, the messing around with the ceiling, and all these ad hoc things that he was doing were exactly perfect. And the same again, it broke my heart. I was like, no. So then I vowed, I was like, if I do stand-up, it's going to be improvised and it's going to be different every time, because I don't want to experience what I experienced that night, where it broke my heart. The magic was revealed, that it's all set up, and even the things that make it look, comedians practice looking like it's a brand new idea, and that's the skill. I'm like, no, it's going to be a brand new idea, even if it's a bad one, when it comes to my comedy. What I've been doing is, so I got big into exercise, like gym, not too long ago, and I'm really big on that because of the sort of mental gymnastics that you have to do, as in, like, I don't want to go to the gym, and then you get up and you go to the gym, and the things that you're lifting are heavy, and you're thinking, oh, if I drop this, it's going to squish me, or I can't do this. So I love that sort of via negative, down the negative road is where the treasure is. You go down the road that you don't want to go down, where you're scared of. So anytime I'm worried or nervous or anxious, I'm like, perfect, this is good. There's going to be something fruitful at the end of this. The other thing is I've started eating just before the show. Now, as a dancer, I'd never do that. 2 hours before maximum, so everything's digested and you're good to go. For what I'm doing in here, I believe, because I've become very interested in the physical body and the psychology of the body, eating, your body believes it has to be in a non-stress environment. So obviously stress eating exists for people, but if I'm eating, my body's going, well, we can't be in any danger because we've got food. Yeah.
Wow.
So now if I'm like, oh, I was, coming up to this show and I was like, oh, I haven't eaten, well, I'll eat after the show. And I went, no. So I went and got a curry, I sat down, I ate the food, and I was like, this is important because my body had to know we weren't in any danger because we're eating, Or like laying on grass, barefoot, things that tie into our most human primal nature. Whereas if I'm laying down and breathing, well, whatever tiger I was frightened of, I must have escaped it, So letting the mind follow the body. Going to school, that was the big change. Secondary school, I got thrown out twice, and on the second time it was like, you can't come back unless some serious change is made. And it was during that period that my dad, instead of punishing me, took us to Birmingham for 2 weeks and we started practicing improv. And my mum was fuming. She's like, you're supposed to be, disciplining the boy. But me and him just went off. We were doing that. We were having a kebab on the way home every night. Good chat. And
How old were you then?
I must have been early teens. I think I got thrown out at year 8, year 9, so whatever age that is.
You never did the GCSE run?
I have GCSEs,
Right.
but sort of late year 10, year 11, I really turned everything around, and it was through the drama department at the school. Because they were like, look, if this is what you're passionate about, which is like performing, then you want to go off to a college and then you want to go off to a drama school. You can't get that unless you've got your GCSEs. So I knuckled down, and I always thought I was quite a stupid kid, and I was just really naughty in classes, misbehaving and like always just chasing being funny. But no, I smashed my GCSEs, went off to Lipper sixth form to be an actor, and then went off to drama school at East 15 to be a physical actor. But the turnaround was my dad. I always had an issue with education. I love education, but I always had an issue with institutions of education, where it was more about follow the rules, do this, yes, and I was just like, I'm not interested. So that was the turning point. And then, always wanted to try stand-up. Did stand-up. My first set, I've still got it recorded. It's very normal.
Yeah.
It's very normal. It's a bit weird, but it's very normal. I'm doing the hello, good evening, and blah, 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 and not talking to the audience much. There's a bit in there. And it's one of my favourite recordings of mine, and I watch it, and I had no idea what I was doing, but the big laughs come from me improvising and talking with the audience, which I just did as a default because I was nervous. I get into my jokes, and they're okay, but then, I came back the next day, the guy was like, you're great, you're going to be really, really good. And he's like, let's work on these jokes. So then I came back, and I was a bit more restricted and refined, and I was doing jokes, and I died so badly. Because I was no longer doing what I'm doing here tonight, which I think is closer to what I should be doing. I was doing like, let's be a professional comedian. And I died again and again. And it wasn't until I was like, watching those clips back and going, well, I'm not having fun. Trained as a clown, I was like, this is fun. This is more exciting for me. Now it's all improv all the time. And it's about the people in the room and getting myself into trouble and then getting out of it and just unifying the people somehow. That we're all going to be all right. We'll get through it together.
It feels like a crime having you all in here. It feels like you're doing the VR experience of being human trafficked. Next stop, Singapore, we hope.
Yeah, I want this to be the place, And there's something quite funny for me about being in a shipping container. And it's had its challenges, for sure.
It's very fringy.
Oh, it's so fringe. Yeah, I had a review that said the most fringe experience of your life, and I was like, well, you probably wouldn't say that in a lovely theatre.
We've got camera people in. What are they filming for? Crime Watch? I'm not sure.
But what I do is so much about, like we spoke at the start, is so much about my headspace and how I am and how I feel, because I'm sort of the conduit for how these people feel.
Strap in. I've never said these words before, not even these ones, and I'll never say them again.
That's what I like about the Fringe. It's hard, it's tiring, but it's like I genuinely love this. It's kind of why I'm in this space. It's like I'm following what I'm passionate about, not so much like success and accolade. You know, I barely fly her. I'm not really, you know, I'm not investing a lot of money in this. I'm just like, I enjoy doing this. If there's 4 people in, brilliant. If it's a full house, brilliant. Yeah. One of my favourite shows, it was like, whatever they call it, Black Wednesday, when it's like no one's here. Yeah. And I half filled this room, and none of them had bought tickets. It was just people that knew you could get in. Right. Maybe like 6 of them had bought a ticket. And they were just the loveliest crowd, just super up for absolutely everything. I was really ill, I'd lost my voice. Yeah. I was just messing around with them, and I was like, wow, we did like an hour and 10 because we were having so much fun. Yeah. And it's so nice by the end to see them chatting, hugging each other and being like, oh, what are you doing next? And they came in as strangers, but at the end we were like, oh yeah, we've all just been on a big experience. I'm really proud that this year I managed to break in, that's how I say, break into the sort of big London comedy clubs that would usually turn their nose up at the sort of thing that I'm doing, because they're really about very refined, tight material. And I've had to go to them, look, I've got a standing ovation here, or this has gone really well, and they're like, no, sorry, we're not interested in what you do. But this year I've managed to play all of the big ones apart from like 1 or 2. That's the goal when I go back. Just to, you know, be like, this counts, this is fine, what I'm doing is valid, because people laugh. I send them clips and I lie to them. So I say, what you're seeing right here is not improvised. And that's how I got into one of the first clubs. I lied and said, this set will be the set. And I went and smashed it. It was great, went really, really well. And she said, the booker, who I won't name and I won't mention the club either, she said, great, yeah, went really well. Come back in 6 months and please have a 5, as in like something that is the same. And I was watching the clip back and I was like, but I've got a bigger response than the person on before me. I've got a bigger response than the person on after me. And it's like, surely it should just be about the laughter, but it's not. It's about what these people believe stand-up is and what it should be and what it shouldn't be. So I often do feel like I'm battling against institutions. You know, I've left school where they've been like, don't be like that. And now I'm out in the real world and there's still people saying, don't be like that. It's not all negative. There's some people that are wonderful, gave me very big opportunities very, very early on. They were like, we love what you do. And I'd be like, great, that's amazing. And maybe I shouldn't put so much energy in going to where I'm not wanted. But it is fun for me. I like the mischief of going where I shouldn't be. That's my favourite. That might have just been for me. Like, I needed to play this room so that I know, you know, and whether they have me back or not, or, you know, whether it's not in their terms and policy, it's not what they want. It's beyond the point. It's like, there was that crowd in this big venue. They had a great time. I did my job for me. I feel like now, you know, it's not about the gatekeepers telling me where I am. It's where I feel I am. I grew up in Shropshire, countryside, where there was nothing to do, anything. Bunking off school. Did bunk off school and went for a full English at Wetherspoons. Living the dream. I'm now being really careful with that, because I think I mentioned, like, I was like, oh, someone said, what's the goal? And I was like, oh, in the next 5 years, I'd like to do the West End. And then it happened that year. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be really careful now with what I say. So I was giving it a think the other day. I always just say, I'm very grateful that I can mostly, not very comfortably, but I can mostly do this, or performing or acting. Like I just did a theatre tour where I was playing a hyper-realistic robot. That I can do this and it keeps me alive. I can pay my rent and I can eat. And that for me is the dream, just to be allowed to do what I enjoy, meet these great people and continue to do that I'm having a great time. So in 5 years, more of the same.
Yeah.
I just want to keep on keeping on. There's no real, I'm not desperate for anything. There's nothing where I'm like, oh, I'll be happy when this. I'm quite comfortable now.
Yeah.
You know, as many gigs as I can, as many opportunities as I can to perform. That's it. That's it. That's all I want. And it was only when I was like, hey man, I'm not having any fun, let's have some fun, it really took off. It does feel like a gear shift, I really do feel it. It's like I'm sort of here, you know, and I'm like, okay, moving forward, and then I'm here, like in front of my eyes, if that makes any sense. I'm really seeing people and I'm really hearing what they're saying, and you know, if someone farts, I hear it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm back here going, oh, what's next, what should I do, what's funny, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm sort of moving on, I'm like, okay, let's have more fun, and then I felt myself sort of, you know, relaxing into it, yeah. So that was handy. Yeah.
Drew, it's been an absolute
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.